Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
It's the best. Yeah.
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 Because, listen, there's a lot of shows on the internet.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of them suck.
They do. A lot of them do suck.
A lot of them
are
just dads trying to teach you construction tips, and they're doing it wrong.
Have you taken some of these lessons?
Well, we watched. So we've been doing a lot of things around the house.
You've been filling sinkholes and stuff.
And also, listen, there was a sinkhole that opened up like 12 minutes from my house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It's not cool, but the wife made a great point. Is that what you've been doing this like all fucking the whole time we've been talking, setting up? What the fuck are you taking a shot of?
Oh, this is whiskey.
You've been putting them back,
dude. No, it's. I've been sipping on this thing for.
I don't know. I've just been seeing that go up, and then it's empty coming down, and then a fresh one goes up. And then it comes...
I've been working on the same one for the last 20 minutes. I am babying this thing. I'm rocking it back and forth. I'm just saying,
okay.
You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You don't got. You're doing just fine.
Look at that. Hey, Fenton.
Okay.
I do have a question though.
What?
So, I'm a man of good taste.
You are,
right?
Yeah.
And we were listening. We were listening to Brandy. She's a fine girl.
Wait.
What a good wife should be.
I literally thought you were talking about 90s R&B sensation Brandy. I was like, oh, goddamn, they're getting down over there.
Mine. I mean, we get down. But, point being, what came first?
What? Oh, the song of the drink?
The name or the drink?
Oh, the name of the drink? The name of the song of the drink?
Well, we know that the drink's been around before the song.
Right.
That's pretty well.
Right.
But was it someone invented Brandy and named it after a girl, or was a girl so sloshed at the bar that she must be Brandy because that's all she's been drinking?
Well, when did Looking Glass come out with that song?
I mean, that's
1972. Okay. So Brandy, what are the origins of Brandy, the name?
Semen.
Well, I mean, it usually starts there.
Right.
Yeah. Origins of Brandy. The beloved spirits boast quite a history. It's been distilled in France since the Middle Ages. So Brandy's been around since at least the Middle Ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. But, is she a fine girl?
According to lists, first used primarily for medical purposes.
Right. That worked out.
The Dutch name is burnt wine. So
burnt wine.
Yes.
Okay.
Burnt wine was a big hit in
72.
In 72. I don't fucking know, man.
But that's what I mean. Everyone's just we have the internet. We fucking know everything now. What's history? Oh, history's on the internet. Well, they don't fucking know this.
Okay, real talk. Where did the name Brandy originate from? This beloved spirit boasts quite a history. Okay, here. Okay, this is legit. Right. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Brandy first became a given name option in the 1960s in America and England. It comes from the English word brandy, which refers to a specific type of alcohol. It's all alcohol. It's all alcohol. Some sailor got drunk.
Right.
Had a good time with a bar lady, and boom goes the dynamite.
See, I figured it was more of an Indiana Jones situation, where the girl was just drinking everybody under the table, and they're like, "What's her name?" Oh, well, it's Brandy. So
Oh, that could have been it too.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a
a way
nickname.
better origin story.
I mean, I'm a writer,
You
so I
are,
would hope
yeah.
so.
Good. You should write something.
I mean, I've been trying to get a brainstorming session with you for almost half the year.
That is true.
And
yeah.
I can't get you your calendar.
You just got to book me, bro.
What what's your team?
You got to send. I was just about to say you got to send me a Teams invite. Dude, that's been happening way too much lately.
You're getting random Teams invites?
No, not the team. No, that's not happening enough. I'm talking about like I have a thought, and then within milliseconds, like Christy says the same exact thing I'm thinking.
I
know you just hit me with that, like
right.
And like the thing is I like Christy and I are on this like wild wavelength now that we even like have picked up our like each other's just like random goofyisms, like just like the weird random shit we say because COVID was a very strange time for us all, and we just came up with an entirely new way of speaking to each other. So like we'll constantly be hitting each other with those, but now it's to the point.
Do that. Yeah, me and Blakely do that, except it's all shit our kids used to say when they were really little.
Sure.
So now we have all these isms that are just, nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
But because we were there and it was a place and time, it meant something. Goddamn it.
The place and time, yeah, right. If like people truly came to our house and watched us like interact with each other in our like natural habitat, people think we're fucking weird.
You should stream it.
No, I don't want to be like that.
Some Ed TV.
Did you ever like see those things back in like the early 2000s where
the Ed TVs?
But like it was basically like somebody would stream 24/7 in their house.
Didn't Scooter do that for a while?
Oh, did Scooter do that?
I think Scooter did that.
Scooter here? Can Scooter confirm?
I don't know. Can you confirm or deny?
I just remember so when I was in college, I watched this documentary in class where it was sort of I don't want to say it was the birth of streaming, but it was definitely one of like the early incarnations of it. And it was around, I want to say it was like around the turn of the century. So it was like 99 to like 2000 maybe, where there was this guy and his wife who basically streamed themselves for an entire year.
Oh.
Like an entire year. And like it got dark.
Did it?
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this shit? And then I don't know if it was them that was hosting it or somebody else, but there was later on, like for the New Year's, they basically had all these people show up to this compound, essentially, where like you were all locked in. It was like a giant warehouse. They had beds and lofts and party areas and bathrooms and kitchens.
Was this the Kool-Aid thing?
No. It was kind of, but like not as Kool-Aid.
But they couldn't get the Adidas deal?
They couldn't. Yeah, I don't think they could get the Adidas deal, so it was just kind of more of a party.
Right, they got the Crocs.
Yeah, but like they basically just like filmed all these people for like the entire week doing whatever the fuck they were doing. Like they were just people like banging out in the open and stuff. And I'm like, I really don't want to just see.
I think what you saw was the real world.
Dude, it was the fucking real world, all right. It was not great.
I think you were watching MTV.
No, this was not MTV. This was a weird thing that I was kind of bored midway through it.
Anyone who figured out live streaming in the 2000s was a fucking millionaire.
Oh yeah.
Because the amount of money that shit cost.
Yeah.
Back then.
Oh yeah.
Like now, fuck. Like I mean, ask Scooter. Like you can stream your whole house for like almost $100.
I mean, yeah, you could if you really wanted to. Although now you're fighting with a lot of competition because,
well, yeah,
everybody's fucking filming their house for 24 hours. They ain't doing anything good.
The Truman Show. There you go. See, the Truman Show's a little different because that was like a stage.
He didn't know he was.
Yeah, he didn't know. Like Ed knew. Like that was like reality. Truman was like all those people should be in jail.
They should. They kidnapped that child.
They kidnapped that child.
Yeah.
And falsified his life. I mean, granted, like, they picked, like, the 50s
I know.
for him to live in, which was odd.
Boring.
But, like, I mean, if you don't know any better.
I mean, what do you know? Yeah. Oh, God. Just stuck in the 50s.
I mean,
Imagine
it wouldn't
that.
be all bad.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be all bad, but it would probably be mostly bad.
So we've been watching a lot of the Twilight Zone lately. I'm starting to get my kids into it.
Oh, there you go.
Right. And I pull up the poster that you got me, the print that you got me.
Oh, yeah.
And it has like the episodes on it and stuff like that. And they're like, let's go watch the one with the fucking pig face guy, and let's go watch the one with the alien and shit like that. And it's amazing what these kids find scary.
Really?
And like, because like they don't understand the time that it was made in. So like, we were watching one the other day. It was the one where there's a soldier, a clown, a ballerina, a hobo, and a fucking bagpipe player in this like blank room, and they don't know where they are or anything like that. And then at the end of the episode, spoilers, folks, fucking almost 60 years later, spoilers. So fuck off. They're toys.
They're toys.
They're toys.
They're toys.
And that's the thing, is that they didn't know who they were or anything like that. But the thing that like my kids found like the most scary out of all of it, they're like, "What's a hobo?"
No.
And I'm like, that's a man who doesn't have a home, that lives in a train.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that they found scary too, well, so they ended up being toys. And then I was just like, I just look at them and I go, that's how your toys feel.
But wait, what's the hobo toy?
That's a great fucking
what
question.
Yeah, can we roll this back a minute? What toy? Like, I'm going to look this up. Hobo toys.
Oh, you're not going to like what you see. I see them at the antiques mall all the time.
Oh, it literally is just like little hobos.
Yeah.
They have hobo. What the fuck were they doing back then?
I think they're more cautionary toys. They're like, this could be you if you drink and drive. That was like the real dare.
The 50s were fucking unhinged, man. Like, imagine being a kid in the 50s and like just seeing a guy on the side of the street with a cup in his hand asking for change. The kid just walks up to him and goes, "I have a toy of you."
You're my toy.
You're my like. Fucking Christ, man. No wonder we're like the way we are.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for it. There was a point to something I was going to bring up, and now I have no idea what the fuck it was.
You had another point?
I did.
To the Twilight Zone?
I don't know what it was.
And toys?
No, it was before that.
And scaring the shit out of your children?
I mean, there was that. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, fuck! What the hell are we?
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah, please, because I'm lost.
Because as a parent of two, and we are getting into the spooky season, and you kind of alluded last week into, what the kids kind of get freaked out by every time they go into the Halloween store. What is it though that kids are finding scary these days?
The thing is, and as a general rule, what I think people find the most scary out of anything is the unknown. The unknown seems to be the most scary of anything.
Right. But there are conduits to the unknown, though.
Sure.
So
right.
So let's start there.
Like, for instance, the kids are not afraid of a mystery bag. So like that's unknown. And they're cool with that.
Yeah.
but there's been plenty of times where, they've been, I'd be like, hey, you want to go to this place? And they're like, no. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know what's in there. Like, yeah,
Okay.
no shit. Like, neither do I. Like, we're gonna go figure it out. Like, what the fuck? Where's
Okay.
your sense of adventure? You know? But there's not like a specific thing. Like the boy has a thing. He doesn't like zombies, but
Okay.
that's because like he saw like a really graphic zombie video game when he was really little. So now like that's his trauma.
That.
He's gonna have to
Yeah. Yeah.
settle up with that
Okay.
someday. The daughter, she doesn't like I don't know. She's fucking scared of everything. Like
Okay.
it's just like one of those things of she doesn't like bugs. She doesn't like snakes.
Nobody likes bugs.
Things like that.
I like snakes.
None of them are really afraid of the dark anymore.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's just because we've got party lights going on in our house all the time. So like, it's a constant rainbow.
See, when I was a little kid, I used to have issues with the dark. Like I always had to have one of those like plug-in night lights. What I learned later in life, though, was a lot of that was due to the fact that I just like to know where my surroundings are.
Oh, sure.
So, like, because there had been like a lot of times where I would wake up and it's pitch black and like I can't see shit. So I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I am. And like that's spooky. But now,
Yeah, that's why I used to sleep with the TV on.
oh, okay, oh, that's
I
a
don't
choice.
anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
that's probably good. Less screen time.
I outgrew that. I did that actually all the way up till meeting the wife, and then the wife is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm watching I Love Lucy." Like, I don't know what to tell you.
This is how. Listen, when Johnny Carson comes on, that's how you know it's almost time for bed.
Exactly.
But yeah, like so being in the dark like always kind of freaked me out. But then as I got older, I was like, no, I just need to make sure I know how to get to the bathroom. And like half the time I'm getting up in the middle of the night to go take a piss, I'm just lumbering across the room.
Sure.
Like, and honestly, like the thing I'm most worried about now when I do that is just like stepping on a cat toy.
Oh yeah, cat toy, fucking Lego.
Exactly. Like that's the shit that scares me now. Fucking going through my dark ass house. But okay, so it sounds like for the most part, like they're like kids today probably still, maybe a little scared of like the usual stuff that was kind of around back in the day.
I feel like though there is a sense of, I think kids nowadays are more apt to call bullshit. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the to get a kid to be afraid of a ghost
Right.
at this point, it's a tough sell.
It really
Like,
is.
it's a tough sell. But like you say like inflation, they're like, good God Almighty.
Yeah.
So they grow up fast.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
I wonder if like religion had anything to do with that.
I mean, the dude comes back from the dead.
I mean, so yeah,
Like,
you got that story right there. They fucking
Right.
murdered him and put him on display. Like, if that's not fucking gruesome, I think. Wait, okay. Real talk.
Okay, this needs some clarification.
Okay,
Christy said.
so Christy
I'm
in the
afraid of
chat.
Kevin.
Yes. So right now, Christy in the chat goes, "I'm afraid of Kevin being mean to me on my birthday."
Why would you do that?
So here's what happened, right?
Okay.
The other morning, we're getting like I'm getting up, kind of getting things going, and Christy's getting up. She's like, "Kevin," and I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I had a really bad dream." And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh no! What like what happened? Like, is everything okay? Like, you feeling okay?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What was your dream?" And she's like, "It was my birthday, and you were really mean to me."
Oh fuck.
And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "You were really mean to me on my birthday." I'm like, but I haven't been, and it's not your birthday yet, and I promise you I won't be. And then that wasn't the only one.
Oh.
And then Christy, feel free to keep me honest on this one here, if I get a part of the story wrong. But then there was like another bad dream she had where I tricked her into thinking I got her a dog,
Oh,
but I didn't.
well, that's fucked up.
I
Why would you do that, Kevin?
didn't do it. Yeah. So apparently that's really what scares Christy.
Okay.
Me on the other hand, I just
Blake,
look at my bank account and I'm like, oh God, I'm terrified.
I mean, yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blakely says the boy's always worried that somebody's watching him. That's true.
Okay.
He's always like, we're like, it's bedtime. He's like, I don't want to go to bed. Why? He's like, somebody's gonna be watching me. I'm like, okay, Michael. Like, who the fuck is,
Yeah.
And he's and we have to explain. It's like, no, listen, you don't understand. A, we have cameras.
Yeah.
B, if anyone comes within 10 feet of the house, the dog goes nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you're gonna hear something long before anybody's watching you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, wait. And Christy did just say that she goes, I don't remember that one. Most recently, you got me a third cat for my birthday. And then I think it was she woke up and realized we didn't have a third cat and she got really sad. So, once again, I'm the asshole. But no, okay, so going back to the religion thing, because like hearing that your son is having that issue of like freaking out that people are watching him, to me that was just Christianity or like going to church. It was like God is, just being Catholic and like God is watching you. He knows what you're doing. And you know who else is waiting and watching? Satan. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
So I'm just like in the dark, like, all right, one of these motherfuckers is here, and I don't know which one wants to get into some shit, but I ain't.
But ironically, you're cool with Santa.
I mean, there was that too. Like God, Satan, and Santa. Like
the Father, Son, and
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Gifts. And then the Easter Bunny is just. And then let's face it, the Easter Bunny is just
the cuck in the corner.
No, what I was gonna say, because like the Easter Bunny is just Jesus's fursona.
Right.
Like if we're being so honest.
Oh, that's his Chris Gaines.
that's when he likes to just get all fuzzied up and hop around the room. Anyways,
there's a fucked up version of Donnie Darko in there somewhere, where Jesus is Frank. But anyway, I mean, good segue into tonight's overall topic, which is dreams.
Dreams.
Talking about dreams, talking about aspirations, things of that nature.
Oh, we're talking about those kinds of dreams.
What's up?
We're talking about those kinds of dreams.
I mean, all dreams are valid.
Just any dream.
Any dream.
Any dream you see.
I have too many.
Okay, you say you have too many. Like, what do you mean? What does that mean? You have too many dreams.
I have too many dreams. I have too many. Well, I understand now. You took it a different way than the way that I was talking about it. I was.
Because I'm like, how many dreams can one person have? Like,
I mean, like you can have a lot.
Like the manifestation of goals, like.
Oh, the manifestation of goals is what I was talking about.
Oh, see, I was like, yeah, I'm like sleeping, and then like my brain's all racing all over the place.
Which that happened. Okay, listen. There comes a point in time when you're just lying there, and your brain won't shut the fuck up,
dude. I know.
And part of me is like, at what point do I just get up and start doing things? Because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's a sink full of dishes.
I've been at that point before. I've been at that point where, and the fucking frustrating thing about it is, like, leading up to bed, I'll be watching TV on the couch and just falling asleep. And I'm like, oh, I just gotta fucking get up and go to bed. I go to bed, and it's just a constant TV channel just changing and changing and just constant changing of channels in my head. And then the radio's playing. And I'm like, okay, why can I not fall asleep? Then it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to get up and do something. So I sit down, I play a video game, and I'm falling asleep. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go back to bed. And it's like, why aren't you playing the game? You were really enjoying that. Why aren't you watching more TV? You were kind of into that. Like, you want to listen to some music? Let's listen to some music. And I'm just like, it's 6:30 now. I got to get up.
Right. You got now you got to go to work.
Yeah. Medication helps.
It does.
It does.
It does. Helps a lot.
It does. Yeah.
We're pro meds here, folks.
Get your head checked, everybody.
Exactly.
Get the good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It ain't cheap, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
But no, I was talking about, so I'm at this weird pass, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we set some goals out this year. Things we want to do, things we want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing really well with those goals.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point now where some of my farther reaching goals, I'm starting to turn my direction towards them. But I was having this dilemma the other day where I'm like, okay, I have an evening and I've got 7 things I could do.
Okay.
And trying to pick the thing to do, to go after the thing that I would, it became such a daunting thing of just choosing.
Dude, yes.
You know? And it got to the point where I was like, okay, any of these things that I want to do not require like an hour setup time. And I've spent an hour and a half trying to pick.
Yeah.
So like we're at diminishing returns.
Exactly.
At this point.
Exactly.
And I'm like, and it's not like an organization thing because I'm super organized.
Yeah.
It's just like I got too many things to choose.
Yeah.
Too many dreams.
Okay. So, because I 100% feel your struggle right now because I've been through it. Like, are you doing anything to fix it?
Well, so like one of the things
because
one of the things I'm really focusing on right now is music, right?
Sure.
But for me to do that, there's equipment hurdles that I have to get over. And to get over those hurdles, it takes like time to fucking figure shit out. And I'm like, well, the other night I was like, well, you know, I could futz around with this shit and try to figure it out. Or maybe I could do a game stream. Or maybe I could go make a video. Or maybe I could go do this. Or maybe I could go write something. And then I was just going back in my mind. And then finally I was like, all right, well, let me go do the music thing. And then I go and I get like all my shit out to fucking do that. And I'm like, it's fucking 11:30.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you can't fucking do it. There's no more goddamn time. There's no more time for anything. And now I fucking understand as a goddamn grown ass person, those people that fucking hired the goddamn cleaners and they have the personal assistants. And I get it now because you need the fucking time to do that, but I don't got the goddamn money. So like, what the fuck?
There's a reason why my backyard is such a fucking mess right now. Because I'm like, you know what? It's fine for now. All the grass is dead anyways. It's been over 105 degrees for like 80 days.
Right.
It is what it is. But yeah, like I'm at that point now too where I'm like, shit, like having like a cleaning staff coming through here once a week, like having people that can just do this monotonous shit for me, like that'd be great. That would clear up so much like mental capacity and energy, and I could focus on other things. But that ain't in the cards, homie. I'm just like, oh god, yeah.
It's just not.
It's not feasible.
And it's one of those things of like, and this is the part of me that I'm like, you know, maybe I should just be content with scrubbing the toilet. You know, maybe I should just be happy with straightening up the shoes.
You know what it is? It's So this is how I've been kind of working on that. Is I've actually been trying to focus more on getting that done first. Because I always had the habit of waiting till the last minute. Still fucking do. And it's that moment of, this is due tomorrow. I've got all this shit to do. There's no way I'm going to get it all done, so I'm not even going to bother doing it. And then it just keeps getting pushed down the line. Whereas if I have that moment of, I have 5 free minutes right now. If I do this one thing, I won't have to worry about it again.
Right.
So, like, I'm constantly reminding myself of that. Constantly pushing myself to be like, no, just put your shoes that way. Pick up that box, throw it in the garbage. Just like little things like that. It's part of the reason why I'm such an obsessive cleaner. I caught myself doing this the other day, where we were making dinner, and as we're making dinner, like I clean as I go.
Right.
Like, even
we've heard about the spoon holder.
Yeah,
All
even right. and I fucked up again the other day. But like, even as dinner is being put on the table, I'm still like grabbing forks out of the sink, rinsing stuff off, jamming it in the dishwasher, putting stuff back in the pantry, spraying down the countertops with bleach and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, now it's time to eat. But we've got a clean kitchen ahead of us.
Right.
So we can enjoy our food, pick up a few things, then boom, it's all done. And don't put it down, put it away.
Yeah. That's what we tell our kids. Oh, well, Fenton says my grass need to be cut, but the last time I was out there, I ran over 3 snakes in one patch, and so no more mowing the lawn anymore.
Hey, could have been worse.
Could have been bunnies.
So yeah, so like that's part of the reason why like I've been such an obsessive cleaner, is just because I'm like, I don't want this to become a bigger thing than what it needs to be. Just get it done now. Just get it done as we go along. But then like I've run into these situations like around dinner time where I'm cleaning things up, and like I'm cleaning up around the sink. I'm like, okay, all the loose water is now dried, and then just like another heaping pile of dishes goes in, and I'm like, okay, clean those up now, everything is dry, and then like just more water just gets added on, and I'm like, I need to wait.
There's only 2 of you. What the fuck are you talking about? A big pile of dishes?
Because I'm constantly like because sometimes we make big dinners.
Sure.
So we've got like a lot of stuff that, you know, we use, like pots, pans, bowls, mixing stuff, you know, ingredients and measuring cups, things like that.
Right on.
And I'm cleaning everything as we go.
I mean, which you know, in theory isn't a bad thing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like Christy's like, can you just fucking settle the fuck down?
Yeah, probably.
2 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I could wait a minute. Realistically, I could wait.
You could wait a minute.
Yeah.
But you're telling me not to do that. You're telling me to step up my game.
Find the small wins is what I'm saying.
Find the small wins.
Find the small wins in doing chores, essentially. Yeah.
And it's not necessarily like a chore thing either. It's just it's the idea of like you have all these things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And here's one thing I've learned. You know, I'm gonna lay some goddamn life shit on y'all. I heard this from a doctor. Not a real doctor.
Oh,
so he's a salesman. He's a medical device salesman.
Okay, so yeah, he's a doctor.
Yeah. He said one of the smartest things I've ever heard in my life. And I'm trying to like embody this now because it's really important.
Right.
He said, my time is valuable. And it's more valuable than you think. Because I could go out and spend my time, you know, working, selling, making a shitload of money. Or I can spend it relaxing here with you. So just know that because you're here with me right now, I find you important. Because otherwise, I'd be making a shitload of money. Because that's how valuable my time is. So when somebody asks you to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody asks you, for a favor, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody asks you, for a business idea or whatever the fuck, just remember, like, your time is valuable. It's all you get. It's your time. And I'm like, that's some smart shit, That's some like know your worth shit,
I mean, if like, I'd also charge people for my time.
I mean, yeah, like
I mean,
we should
time
be
is
charging
money,
everybody
and
to watch the
and
show.
if they're asking me for business advice, I'm gonna be like, okay, my consultant fee is I don't get out of bed for anything less than $250.
There you go.
Boom, pay me.
There you go.
I ain't gonna clean your dishes though.
No.
No, I'll tell you how though. Yeah, but what I've been doing too is, because you brought up a great point with like the issue of too many choices. Do I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Do I do this? And by the time I get around to, Blakely says he's a brain surgeon.
I mean, he sells brain surgeon devices, but like he has to know how to use them.
True. Wait, Christy, what do you mean, don't you dare? What am I being called out on here?
I don't know.
What I was going to say is, to the point of like having too many choices. By the time you decide something, it's way past your bedtime.
Right.
I feel as though Christy and I, supporting each other on this, have actually been reducing the amount of choices.
Okay.
And actually putting together lists.
Lists, okay.
And trying to identify specific go-tos. I'm not charging you.
No, that's pro bono.
That's yeah, it is. Pro bono.
The horse is dead over there. If you want to keep beating, it's fine.
It's trying to get paid. But yeah, no, making lists, which
right.
Hearing me say that, you should be like, oh fuck, he's onto something.
I mean, I make lists all the time.
Right.
So.
But like, no, we have been actively reducing the amount of options. Like, brother, I just canceled my Disney Plus.
You canceled Disney Plus?
I just canceled my Hulu.
Cancel? Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
We don't have Netflix.
Right.
We don't have our own Peacock. Hey.
Right.
We've got the free HBO Max, whatever the fuck they're calling it these days.
Max, yeah.
And we've got YouTube. So we got 2 channels.
Like, that's all you need.
That's all you need. Plus, we're really not even using those 2 channels. They're there because they're free. But we've been doing and very much enjoying the physical media route.
Oh, for God's
brother, let me come over here and sit down, my child, and let me tell you about the good word of a Blu-ray and a VHS.
Fuck the DVD,
Well, I mean, if the movie's not on any other format, yeah, go with the DVD. We had been watching some Blu-rays of movies lately. Brother, when was the last time you watched a Blu-ray?
Watched a Blu-ray?
Yeah.
It was probably the last Star Wars marathon.
Holy shit. The quality. This is the type of situation where you don't realize how bad it is until you see how better it can be. Because for what? Like the past however many years, we've primarily been watching stuff via stream. Primarily. Right. The other day, we popped in a Blu-ray, and holy shit. Sounds fucking amazing. The picture is crisp and vibrant and clear. That same movie on HBO is like low color palette. Sound is all equal and low. There's no excitement. There's no vibrancy. You watch it on Blu-ray. Holy shit. It's amazing.
That's a really good point. That's
Hmm.
a really good point. We've kind of all sacrificed quality for convenience.
Quality for convenience. And Christy and I are at a point now where we are fully on the quality train.
Mm.
Fully on board of it. Every week, we go down to our video store. We rent ourselves a couple of movies. We watch them throughout the week. And then we've got a list now, too. Because there ain't any more of this like, oh, let's see what's on Netflix. Oh, let's see what's on
Right.
Prime. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we're making a list of movies, and
Okay.
we're knocking them out. And, dude, I'm telling you, man, physical media, it's the way to be.
I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but like that sounds fantastic. But I will say, if you can get it,
Mm-hmm.
this would be one that I would get.
Okay.
Is that they just released a box set
Mm-hmm.
on Blu-ray of the Universal monster movies,
Oh, okay.
and it's got some dope art on the box,
Okay.
kind of an amalgamation
I've
of
got.
them all.
Oh shit! Hang on. I think I got. What was it? I just picked these up through an estate sale not too long ago, but we've got
Oh, well done.
sealed.
Nice.
Sealed.
Oh, sealed.
Okay, but granted,
Wow.
this is also like a mid '80s release. Okay,
Right.
and then also sealed. Boom.
Oh,
Mummy.
call
And
call
then
off.
for classics,
Them.
more Atomic Age. And then I think
Nice.
I've got the original The Thing somewhere around here.
Nice. Fenton says he just recently bought Smallville, the complete series on Blu-ray.
I've never watched Smallville, and I don't
Add
think
it to
I
the
have
list.
time to start. Um, so okay, so Universal monster movies. What? Let me ask you this: what is your take on them? Just
On the
overall,
Universal monster movies?
yeah.
Oh, I love them.
Do you okay? Because I feel like I came to a realization a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Because
Right.
we're getting into the spooky season. Chris and I
Yeah.
started talking about watching like scary movies and stuff. Because like growing up, that neither one of us really watched scary movies because Christy had a bad experience, and I was told I had a bad experience my entire life, so that's why I stayed away
Right.
from them.
Sure.
So we've been talking about wanting to maybe watch a couple and trying to pick out some ones that we like or that we might want to see. And the topic of the Universal monster movies came up, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I really like the novelty of those movies.
Yes.
I don't know if I actually like them.
So yeah, it is definitely more of the novelty.
Mhm.
I mean, I still think Frankenstein is a great movie.
Okay. I haven't seen it in like 20 years.
Dracula is boring as fuck.
Yes. Okay. That's what I
Like,
remember.
It is a boring ass fucking movie with a shit fucking ending. Like it is a anticlimactic fucking terrible ending to a
Yeah.
fucking boring movie.
It,
So that one
Yeah.
not so great.
I would say if you do want to watch a Dracula movie, watch the Francis Ford Coppola one from the early 90s. Because it's just
Okay.
horny as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, the one that me and the wife watched last year that I think gets horribly overlooked
Mm-hmm.
and is still a fucking great movie is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein. Yeah.
It is fucking awesome.
Sure.
It is still great. I mean, the other ones like, technically, the Phantom of the Opera is a
Okay.
Universal monster.
Yeah, it falls into that. Yeah.
Like, there's some weird ones out there that do fall into that like the Hunchback of Notre Dame
Sure.
is a Universal monster,
Yeah.
which is kind of fucked up to say.
Yeah.
But like the Invisible Man is good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the Creature in the Black Lagoon in a very long time, so
Okay.
I can't really remember.
Okay.
But yeah, there is definitely more of a novelty to them than they are good. But like I appreciate them for the historical,
Yeah.
aspect of them, and I'm just like, man, they fucking made this with like a camera that's fucking horrible,
Yeah.
and a set where they just painted a background
And just
like
some
this
rickety
is this
wood. Like,
rickety wood, and they fucking burned down a windmill.
yeah. I've never actually seen it, but I've seen Ed Wood, which is all about the making of this movie. I've always wanted to see Plan 9 from Outer Space. Which it's, if you don't know, it's like regarded as one of the top tier B movies of all time. Which Ed Wood was just famous for that shit. It was also no, it wasn't. It was Bela Lugosi's last film too.
Right.
So there's
right.
that. I feel like with like those classic style horror movies, I feel more of like the Atomic Age type stuff would be more my speed, because I feel like with those there was a little bit more anxiety to them all, a little bit more of like the paranoia. Where, you know, going back and watching some of those old classics from the 20s, it's like, yeah, like there's a, you know, what is it? Almost like a theater of the mind, a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of that in there.
Well, just this past weekend, we did a campfire out in the backyard. Ooh. And we put on detective radio dramas from the 40s.
Oh yeah, I saw you guys did that, which is fucking brilliant, by the way.
I mean, I loved it. My daughter loved it. My wife loved it. My son hated it.
Really?
He's like, this is boring as fuck.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, man, like you got to try to figure out who done it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care. So like, I mean, he's 7. Like, what are you gonna do? But I love that shit. Like, I love the theater of the mind, the radio dramas, that type of thing. Like, to do the storytelling right for like that sort of thing, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like, it is
oh my God,
really
yeah.
hard.
And then too, like you see the photos of like them making it, and it's just like some dude on a washboard, and then there's another guy just like smashing pans together, and then you listen to it and you're like, oh yeah, no, like this sounds great.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic. Yeah, he couldn't. It was too fast talking for him. He couldn't really understand the words.
Yeah, they were all,
because like they got 20 minutes and they've got 3 drug ads to read through before the half an hour's up.
Coca-Cola now with 20% more Coke.
I love the ads from back then because it's literally like, you know, your Rex pharmacist says that, you know, Tylenol is the #1 brand, and if you don't believe us, listen to this lady. Yes, I go down to Rex Pharmacy, and Tylenol is the only brand that I'll buy. And like, that's the ad.
That's
it.
And it's like, oh shit! Did you hear that lady on the fucking radio?
Yeah,
we gotta get down to Rex's.
Yeah. She was real. That's her opinion.
She probably wasn't even paid for that ad break.
Well, probably not.
Yeah. So, going back and considering a lot of those like older like monster movies, I was always like, you know, like they're good for the novelty. Like they're definitely good for the novelty at the very least. What I've been trying to do is take note of more of like those mid to late 70s and beyond horror flicks, because I've sort of like your classic new age monster movies, like, you know, your Texas Chainsaws, your Nightmare on Elm Street, your Friday the 13s, Halloweens, like those ones, because those were the movies I never really went towards, because I was kind of like, no, slasher, don't like. But as I got older, I was like, but what if slasher? Like, maybe. And it's funny because right before we started here, I was watching Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay.
And I cannot think of a cheesier movie. Like, this is like, if this is
the idea, right?
I don't know. That's the thing, is like, I don't know. The older I've gotten, the more I'm like, no, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are like cheesy as fuck.
Oh yeah.
You know, like Freddy's running around punching people with a power glove. He's tonguing ladies through the phone. Like, it's a little gross at times, sure, but I'm also thinking it's not scary, right?
Right.
You know, he's like, and like, it's like, okay, there's a little bit of that, but I don't think it's that bad. So I was watching the flick before we started, And I'm like, this is fucking goofy. Like this is Saturday morning Supernatural reruns on TNT goofy. like that is the level we're at right now.
Okay.
So it's really not bad. But then I was going through and I was reading about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which, have you ever seen that flick? The original.
No, I think I've just seen the remake.
Okay. So the original is like made out to be this cult classic. Like when you think of horror movies, it is like quintessential horror.
Sure.
So my mind was always like, oh, it's literally a dude just running around chainsawing people up. It's going to be gross.
Right.
It's going to be terrible. I'm on the verge of procuring myself a copy.
Okay.
Reading about it. There is barely any blood in that movie. I don't believe you technically see anybody die.
Oh.
Everything I read was like, there's no gore. You pretty much don't see anybody get got.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like some blood, but it's,
right.
PG-13 level blood
Sure.
by today's standards. And like everything is assumed.
So it really is theater of the mind.
It really is theater of mind. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are we now? Like 30, almost 40 years later? Wait, is it 40? Yeah. 40.
Chrissy, what's the math on
Chrissy, what's the math on Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah.
Like over 40 years later or something like that, and people are still talking about this movie number one as being like one of the best horror movies out there, and it still has this like fucking thing in the zeitgeist of like, oh yeah, and then like you read about it and you're like, this is fucking kid shit.
Right.
Right. So
see, that's just good character development. You gotta get yourself an icon. You gotta get yourself, a mascot.
Yeah.
So something you can sell to people.
Yeah. But like after reading that, I'm like, maybe I do need to go back and scare myself a little bit.
Get a little scary.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's actually find out what all those things were that I was scared of as a kid.
I will tell you though, there are still some Twilight Zone episodes, like because I'm watching them with the kids, right?
Yeah.
And there are some where I'm just like, oh, we're not watching that one yet.
Right.
Like there are some ones out there that like are legitimate, like this is kind of fucked up.
Right.
And legitimately scary to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like and me and the wife were actually just talking about this last night. Like I was trying to figure out what time. Well, I was first trying to figure out, is the Twilight Zone, kid friendly by standards back then, standards today.
Sure.
I didn't really know. And so I was doing a little bit of research. I was like, when did it originally air? And so we found out that it originally aired Fridays at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And it started in 1962, right? So could you just imagine in the 60s, like you said, like when Johnny comes on, that's when it's bedtime.
Right.
So the people who were staying up on a Friday night at 10 o'clock to watch the fucking Twilight Zone were like those dudes.
Oh yeah.
We're like, we're getting a bowl of popcorn. We're gonna get freaked out.
Yeah.
About fucking because they hadn't been to space yet. And half those fucking episodes are about aliens and fucking Martians and shit.
Something's out there. Someone's gonna get us.
Everybody would just like fucking watch that, get scared, and look at the sky. So now I watched one the other day with the kids, and they're just like, "That's so terrible looking." Like it's not.
See, and that just made me. And okay, so like that just made me think of a point here. So like our parents' generation, when we were kids, because like I can remember having these conversations with my mom about like, oh, like what would be a scary movie I could watch, and she was like, oh, like we should totally watch like the Universal monster movies.
Right.
which, I feel like most kids within an appropriate age could probably watch those movies today and be like, this shit
Yeah.
fucking sucks. It's in black and white. It's
Right.
slow as hell. The set is falling down back there. Like, this isn't good.
Mhm.
But now I think about it from like us now being the adults and a kid being like, what's the scary movie? Like, I wanna maybe start watching a scary movie. And you're like, well, let me show you Friday the 13th. Let's watch some Chopping Mall. How about Halloween? And it's just dudes just getting skewered.
See, but the thing is, like, for me, when my kids first were like, I want to see something scary, what I went to immediately, first thought, right off the bat, is we're watching the 90s Goosebumps show.
Oh, solid.
That's what we're watching. And then, like, my son, that show freaked him the fuck out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. To the point where he won't read the books.
I will say,
it's just like,
Night of the Living Dummy.
Oh, yeah.
That one was a bit extreme for me as a kid.
Which is just a ripoff of the Twilight Zone.
Of the Twilight Zone, of fucking Chucky, of fucking, every possessed doll story that's ever been created. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Goosebumps, or like, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, I got some trauma from that show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Like, it fucking gets you.
And it's the only thing we can do now is just pass that on.
Right.
Pass it down the line. That's what we do.
That's the moral of tonight's episode.
Yeah. Just pass on your trauma to the next generation. They deserve it. So that's all I got.
That's all I got, man. So,
well, folks, we do this show each and every Wednesday night right here on youtube.com/BrainWreckTV. Make sure that you subscribe, ring that notification bell so you know each and every single time that we go live, we got all sorts of fun content sitting there in the archives for you, just waiting to be watched. Just go on back there, click the button, watch it. I'm on there a bunch, just doing terrible things at games. Just
you're doing great.
You're
doing great.
I'm not having a good time, which is enjoyable for everybody else. Right. The content I produce is not for my benefit. It is for the benefit of everybody else.
Well, it's definitely not a playthrough. Like, you don't come for the game.
You don't come for the playthroughs. You come for the show. Yeah. Come for the show, stay for the gaming, I guess. Yeah. But we got all sorts of fun stuff back there. Christy was showing the Poltergeist when she was a child. So.
Oh, I was showing Phantasm. And then Blakely loves the Saw movies, love horror movies, and I never want to watch them.
Ugh, I can't do the Saw movies. I don't do torture
porn.
porn.
We watched the first one, and it was more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
And then we started the second one. I'm like, okay, I'm all set.
I'm out.
I'm good. Thanks.
I'm out.
Let's go watch Scooby-Doo.
Exactly. Outside of all that fun content we got sitting back there, we also have a new episode of Don't Be an Asshole coming to you live tomorrow evening right here on youtube.com/BrainWreckTV at 10, 9 Central. We are going to dive into some more asshole stories from Reddit. Mm-hmm. Try to see if we can crown ourselves a new royal asshole tomorrow night.
Man, we haven't done it in
It's been a minute. We've had a lot of stuff going on, which, by the way, I got to talk to you about next week,
busy.
too, by the way. I'm going to be
oh, boy.
Going to be a little busy.
Okay.
Busy.
Okay. All right.
So.
We keep the content coming, though.
We do. This train don't stop.
That's right.
We got ain't nothing better to do. Yeah.
I mean, I got like 7 things I could pick to do.
I mean, I got a couple of things I probably need to get done tonight before I go to bed, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, for this week, I've been Jason A.
I'm Kevin Grant.
And this has been your show.
Peace. Where's the ending?
For fuck's sake.